Yo guys, I think I just found out what the third fruit being reworked is. And I have to say, this is just insane. But before we get into that, if you want a chance to win a permanent pain fruit, you will have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below a code which is hidden somewhere at the end of this video. I'll be choosing a random comment, so stick around for that. So if we go slightly back to Bulletin 10, the devs clearly showed us that 3 fruits were on their way. 2 of them we already have answers for. The first is the pain rework, which we literally got this week, and the second is the rumble rework that dropped about 3 weeks ago. That leaves only one unknown fruit in the center slot, and it's that mystery that has everyone guessing. This is where it starts to get interesting. If you zoom in on the teaser art, you'll notice something unusual. Both pain and rumble give off a pink, almost electric aura, but the fruit in the middle doesn't match at all. Instead, it shines with a gray glow, and to me, that feels intentional. It's like the devs are signaling that this fruit isn't just another rework, it's supposed to stand out. Now, naturally, the first thing people thought was Quake, and honestly, it makes sense at first glance. If you try to match the shape, it's pretty similar. Plus, Quake is one of the OG legendary fruits in Blox fruits. It hasn't had a major rework in ages, and when you think about the way devs have been upgrading fruits visually, Quake is definitely overdue. Imagine a full rework of Quake's animations. Tsunamis crashing down with realistic water physics, shock waves splitting the sky, fissures opening on the battlefield. Quake could go from being a mid-tier PvP fruit to absolutely meta-breaking. Not to mention, Quake also has lore weight. In One Piece, Whitebeard literally used the Quake fruit to split the seas and destroy Marineford. It's considered one of the most powerful devil fruits in the anime. And translating that power into Blox fruits with modern particle effects and screen-shaking AoEs would make Quake feel terrifying again. But here is the problem: the aura. Quake should give off a white or bluish seismic energy, not gray. That mismatch makes me think maybe this isn't Quake after all. And let's not forget how Quake is already tied to an awakening in the game. If the devs were planning to rework it, they'd probably tease that by updating the awakening moves or rebalancing how it works in PvP. Instead, we haven't seen a single change to Quake in the test servers. No leaks, no hints. Usually the community gets little spoilers before a big rework drops, and this time, nothing. That silence almost feels intentional, like the devs don't want us to expect anything. Here's another thing to consider. The impact of this third fruit could be huge, not just for gameplay, but for the way the update shakes up the game itself. Introducing something completely unexpected would change how players approach raids, PvP, and even trading. New strategies, new team dynamics, and fresh mechanics could emerge overnight. The devs clearly want this fruit to stand out, and if they pull it off, it could be one of the most talked about updates in Blox Fruit's history. So then people started saying maybe it's Bomb, and that also makes sense. Bomb is one of the oldest fruits in the game. It's nostalgic but outdated. Compared to modern fruits, it feels clunky and predictable. If the devs wanted to shock everyone with a glow-up, Bomb would be the perfect candidate. Imagine massive cinematic explosions instead of small pops, grenades that stick to surfaces, or a self-detonation ultimate that leaves fire and smoke zones behind. It could completely redefine PvP strategy, forcing opponents to second-guess every step. The gray aura could even represent ash, shrapnel, or raw destructive energy. And here, that's where Bomb gets even more interesting. In One Piece, bomb-type fruits are rarely seen, which means the devs have tons of creative freedom. They could design new explosion mechanics that don't even exist in the anime, like creating chain reactions or environmental destruction. Imagine blasting open walls in raids, or forcing enemies into specific zones with timed explosives. That kind of innovation would make Bomb go from being one of the least picked fruits to one of the most fun and unpredictable in the entire game. But here's the thing, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Is it Bomb? Is it Quake? In fact, it might not be a rework at all. What if the devs are preparing to drop something completely new? What if that gray aura is the biggest clue of all? This is where my theory comes in. I believe we might actually be looking at a celestial fruit. Think about it, the aura doesn't match any existing fruit. Instead of fire, magma, or lightning, it's neutral, otherworldly. Gray is the color of cosmic dust, starlight against the void, something beyond the elements. A celestial fruit would instantly stand apart because it represents powers tied to the heavens, the stars, and the universe itself. Now imagine the visuals. Cosmic energy swirling around your character, constellations flashing in the sky as you charge abilities. Your M1s could summon small comets that leave trails of stardust. One ability could be a gravity well pulling enemies into a collapsing star. Another could rain down meteor showers across the map. And the ultimate, picture a supernova, a giant glowing orb that detonates in a blinding explosion, shaking the screen and leaving behind a crater of cosmic fire. And the craziest part is how well it would fit into the current update cycle. The devs have been steadily pushing fruits to feel more and more like anime ultimate powers. First, Dragon got insane visuals, then Rumble started looking like something straight out of an episode of One Piece. Celestial would take that to an entirely different level, with effects that feel bigger than the world itself. The gameplay potential is insane. In PvP, a celestial fruit could completely shift the meta. It could force players to reposition constantly, dodging meteor impacts or escaping gravitational pulls. In raids, imagine being able to clear waves of enemies with cosmic storms while teammates set up combos. Pair Celestial with Rumble's stuns, and you get an unstoppable duo. Or combine Pain's transformation with Celestial's AoE zoning, creating a battle that feels like a clash of gods. Another thing to consider is how the community reacts to new fruits. Whenever a brand new fruit is introduced, trading goes wild, demand skyrockets, and the in-game economy basically explodes for weeks. If this third slot is truly a celestial fruit, then you can expect its value to instantly rival dragon, leopard, and doe. People will grind day and night just to get their hands on it, and every server will be filled with players showing off their cosmic abilities. And here's another thing. Blox Fruits has been reworking fruits to make them feel legendary. Rumble feels like an actual thunder god. Pain looks like something straight out of an anime. So doesn't it make sense that the devs would eventually step away from just reworks and create something brand new? A celestial fruit would be a statement. It would show that Blox Fruits isn't just reskinning old ideas, but innovating with fruits that no one has ever seen before. The community would lose their minds. People are already debating Quake versus Bomb, but hardly anyone is considering that the devs might be hiding something new. Dropping a celestial fruit would be the biggest surprise of all, and it would completely dominate YouTube, Discord, and Reddit discussions for weeks. Of course, there's always the chance it still ends up being Quake or Bomb. Both of those fruits are long overdue for reworks, and either would fit the update's theme. But when I look at that gray aura, I can't shake the feeling that it means something bigger, something cosmic, something celestial. At the end of the day, here's what we know. The aura color matters, and it's gray for a reason. The fruit is teased right alongside Pain and Rumble, so it's clearly on their level. And whether it's Quake, Bomb, or an entirely new celestial fruit, the third fruit is going to flip the meta in a massive way. But what do you guys think? Is it Quake? Is it Bomb? Or are we about to see something brand new that no one has even guessed yet? Let me know your theories down below in the comments. And as promised, the giveaway code is Blox Fruits is back. Make sure you comment it down below for a chance to win that permanent pain fruit. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your predictions. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.